I have a friend who said that it's so quiet here that you can hear the worms pass gas. I don't know that I had any long-term idea of what it was, but we've just always enjoyed our life here.
Retiring in 1990, Air Force wife Eleanor Lindsay moved to the Glasgow Air Force Base.
In military service, your friends kind of become your family because you're usually not going to be stationed where your family is.
Life in St. Marie in the 40s looked different. Troy Halsell is the historian for the 341st Missile Wing at Malmstrom Air Force Base.
Specifically, the Army Corps of Engineers came in to build Malmstrom Air Force Base. It also built smaller bases up at Cutbank, Lewistown, and Glasgow.
Cutbank, Lewistown, Glasgow, and Great Falls were crucial in World War II as training sites.
The combination of those four bases helped support the B-17 bomber training mission that was here really for only about 10, 11 months.
Following World War II, the United States was in a transition period between the Korean War and the Vietnam conflict, and there was a new threat for the Allies.
The Western powers versus the Soviet Union. So the United States, Britain, France, Canada versus the Soviet Union, and we end up with that bipolar world.
Brian Lasley is the command historian for the United States Air Force Academy, and from 1957 through the late 1960s, Glasgow Air Force Base was vital in preventing a Soviet attack.
The alarm goes up, they would launch out of Glasgow, cross the border, heading into Canada, and they would intercept Soviet bombers as they came across the poles.
As the Cold War progressed, the 476th Fighter Group and 13th Fighter Interceptor Squadron was disbanded from Glasgow, reestablishing a bombardment wing, bringing in B-52 bombers and KC-135 refuelers, a detached and dispersed mission which places America's bombing fleet at numerous bases.
If there was a World War III scenario and Fairchild was destroyed, not all of its bombers would be destroyed, right? There would still be 15 at Glasgow, 15 at another base, or 15 at another base.
A short tenure as an active base, it was built to stand the test of time. Back in St. Marie, Valley County historian Lita Godwin and I visited ramshackled townhomes.
This is one of the houses for the military people where they live. Fourplexes and duplexes around. Some of them have sold and people live in them, and others are just, abandoned.
Despite the disarray and a quiet ghost town, the airstrip is still in use. We know that it was purchased by Boeing, where periodic testing and trainings take place.
There was a couple times they allowed people to come and they were practicing parachuting and stuff.
Its prominent past is cast in the shadows of its present.
Someone who can remember, who's old enough to remember, hey, I lived on Glasgow Air Force Base. This was home for me. It's always been home. I've never known it as anything else.
It's just home to you?
Well, as long as my house lasts, as long as I do, that's all I can hope for.
At the Glasgow Air Force Base, Ryan Gamboa, MTN News.